What's going on? Doing a little afternoon stream for some quality UFC. This is going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to be a great fight. Tomorrow's the big day. They're going to be announcing Crawford versus Spence November 19th. Dude, that's awesome. I hope so. I hope so, Dana. I think that fight's long overdue. The fans deserve to see that fight. And I think that we all know that that's going to be an unbelievably good fight. Unbelievably good fight. Super, super, super fun fight. Especially when you think about the fact that, you know, both guys have their pros and their cons, you know. Derek, what's going on? They have their pros and their cons. I think that you can, you know, make a case for either guy. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I can get my chat to work properly now. Which, for whatever reason, doesn't want to work. I'm excited for this fight, though. I love the UFC fight cards, man. The only UFC event that is mid, in your opinion, I just love Shuey, man. I'm a big fan of Shuey. Man, he is so fun, man. Booker, what's going on, man? Like, Shuey is like he's elevated himself to must-watch TV. He is absolutely must-watch. Like, you have to watch him when he fights TV. And although I think he's gonna have a hard fight, and I think GANE should do pretty well because of his style, you just don't know. Like, you just don't know what's gonna happen. And that's part of the fun. You know, I also think it's kind of cool that GANE gets to fight in his home country, which is pretty unique. I don't think they've done a ton of UFCs in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. You know? So I think all of it together is going to be a lot of fun. So, plus, I mean, UFC just brings, I always feel like they bring pretty good quality overall. Pretty good quality overall. Any boxing streams you're going to do this month? Oh, yeah. No, we're going to be doing tomorrow night. Literally tomorrow night, we're going to be doing Andy Ruiz is going to be fighting Luis Ortiz. So we literally have a boxing match tomorrow night that we're going to be doing. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Nate Diaz is going to beat up tonight. Getting beat up tonight. I can't remember if he's on this one. I thought it was Robert versus, Marvin is going to be on this card. I don't believe that Nate Diaz is on this card. I think he's on like the UFC. He's in the UFC 279, I believe. I could be wrong. Yes, he's UFC 279. That is going to be September 10th. So, yeah, Diaz is next, which is awesome. I mean, Nate is he's a very unique guy. He's a super unique guy. So I can't wait for that fight. I don't know how well he's going to do, because sometimes, you know, Nate just has kind of a I don't give a shit attitude. Yeah, I agree, Derek. I have a feeling Nate might not do super hot in that fight. Also, while I'm live streaming during the UFC fight, I'm also doing my fantasy draft at 2 o'clock. So in about 25 minutes, I'm going to be doing my fantasy draft, and I'm going to be streaming for this UFC fight at the same time. So if you're good at like fantasy football and you want to give me some tips, feel free to send them my way. You know? That's the same day as, yeah. Dude, Marshall versus Shields, that's going to be fun, man. That's going to be, I really want to see Savannah Marshall, see how she does against Shields. That's a huge rematch for them. The beautiful game. Man, fantasy football, I have to be honest. I normally do very well in fantasy football. Like, I generally speaking have done well for I've been playing fantasy football for a decade. Like a decade I've been playing fantasy football. I've been playing fantasy football for over a decade. And I've always done pretty well. Ortiz by KO tomorrow, dude, that'd be awesome. John, what's going on? But in this family league I'm in, that I started with my wife, and it's her, all of her, you know, her mom, her dad, you know, our brother-in-law, sister-in-laws, and stuff like that. For whatever reason in this league, I just can't win a championship in this fantasy football league. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I keep getting second place. And last season, I've played in the championship. My mother-in-law, who knows, like, she goes auto draft. She knows like literally nothing about football. She auto drafts. She's beaten me twice in the championship. My wife last year beat me in the championship. I just can't get that W when it counts in the championship of this fantasy football league. It drives me nuts. Every other league I've been in for a numerous amounts of years, I've won. I've won my money. It's been great. No problem. This league, I just can't get it. And it's like, literally, I'm crushing it every single game. No problem. I go into the championship, and my team just tanks. And it's just like, God damn it. Every time in this league, I just can't get the W. Oh, man, it kills me. But, I mean, I love fantasy football. Fantasy football is so much fun. I wish I could figure out how to do like a fantasy football, but for fight cards. You know what I mean? Like do like a UFC kind of thing or something. My God. So yeah, we'll be drafting and we watching UFC at the same time. Lamar Jackson's a good pick, Dana. The only problem with Lamar Jackson, generally speaking, is the only thing is he runs so much that you get running is usually not rewarded as well as passing, I believe, for the point totals, if I'm not mistaken. So it can be hit or miss. But he's a beast. He's a monster, dude. He's so versatile. He's maybe one of the most versatile guys in the league when it comes to being QB. I mean, I actually have a story about Lamar Jackson. I was at work. Oh, shit. Oh, knockout. First round knockout. Whoa. Holy shit. That was a good stoppage. The ref should be applauded on that one. He did a great job of stopping that fight right at the right time. Perfect stoppage. That was great. That was awesome. That was awesome. Oh, that front kick. That front kick is brutal. Oh my God, he fucked him up. Oh, once he got him against the cage, he really went to work. Ruiz versus Ortiz is a fight of, hand speed versus timing. I see Ruiz winning, but he gets, exactly. Lackadaisical, and they're Ortiz, just like Charles Martin did. Anything can happen when you deal with guys that big that are that accurate. And the thing also, too, the other thing with, Ortiz, he's really got nothing to lose. And we've seen him go at heavy hitters like Wilder. I mean, he was dumb, especially if you watch that second fight with Wilder. And even in the first fight, he hurt Wilder pretty badly. And we know Wilder's pretty durable. He's a pretty durable guy. Andy gets hit a little bit too easy for my liking. He does get his bell rung. He does get hit. So it's not like it's impossible to see an upset in this fight. Andy's looking like he's in better shape. I can't remember what he weighed in at. Let me double check. It's actually a good question. My AR for cleaning in the when the TKO happened. Oh, dude, it was great. Great knockout. See, Andy Ruiz came in at, what are they gonna give me the weight? Oh, come on. What has happened to BoxRec where they don't tell me the weight he came in at? What the fuck? Let's see. Let's see if Boxing News gives me some info. Well, there'll be plenty for you, John. Don't worry. There's definitely going to be more. Man, Boxing News has just been absolutely littered with either AJ talk or Canelo talk. They have not talked at all about this Andy Ruiz fight. Ruiz came in at 268 and Ortiz at 245. See, 268 for Andy is not a bad weight for him. That's not a bad weight for him. I was expecting him to be closer to 250, to be honest with you, Dana. I thought he was going to be lighter. So for the Chris Arreola fight, though, he came in at 256. So AJ first fight, he came in at 268. Basically the exact same way he did for this Ortiz fight. Second AJ fight, he came in at 283. Chris Arreola, he came in at 256. And now he just came in at 268. Not great. Not great, Andy. Not great. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great. Not what I was really hoping to see. Dude, the 6.5 on an elk would be awesome. Isn't that I know you got a lot of glass on that too, John. Is that a heavy gun to carry around? It's a super accurate round. Crazy accurate. I mean, you got like a 1,000-yard gun, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right. What else do we have we have Martin fighting tonight as well. Or Marvin, I should say. 21 pounds. That is a heavy, but it's not going anywhere. It's going to take up some of that recoil for you, for sure. So prelims are done. We are moving over to main card now. It's a sit and look. Yeah, for sure. Man, I cannot wait for this main event. I just want TUIVASA. I want him to get the knockout so bad. David Benavidez pops, and a lot of Mexican fans been on Canelo ass because he said he's not fighting any more Mexican fighters. So no Zorda or Benavidez. God damn. I'm excited to see what happens with the third fight. 45-inch total length. Damn, that is a big gun. Easy. Yeah, that's an easy 1,000-yard gun. But your shoulder won't be hurting afterwards either, which is nice. John, I shot about 20 slugs to do an experiment. Shot about 20 slugs to test out these 4 different boxes of ammo. Oh my god, you should have seen the bruise on my shoulder. I think I need to get a gun I think I need to get a more modern shotgun that's not from 1968. That's a little bit more padding on it. Okay, so main card, we are now on the main card, which is fun. I think GANE is the better fighter in terms of well-roundedness, but I mean, TUIVASA is, if you don't love TUIVASA, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. He's super fun. Super fun. Speaking of arms, I'm thinking about buying a Bighorn Armory 500 Magnum. Oh man, 500 Magnum? I gotta check this gun out. That's a lot of gun. Okay. So I've shot a 500. This is a 500 casing right here. I think this was, if I'm not mistaken, this was I think it was 350 grain. It hits hard. It's a stopper, man. It's an AR 500 in living color. It's kind of badass though. I mean, if you're gonna deal with a 500, it's pretty cool. And I bet it's even with a barrel length like this that I'm looking at, I still bet it throws a little bit of fire out the front. It's got to throw a little bit of fire out the front. That's a fun toy. Worked up a Savage 308. Drew 1,000 yards easy, but I got dialed back to 600 yards. See, I would love to get into long distance shooting. I just don't have any places to do that right now. Oh, 407, I agree, man. This is a logical pick on one side, and the underdog you can't help but love. That's a lever action one. I'm looking at the AR version of it. Here's the actual project. Lever action's super cool. Oh, there's a couple. Okay. Lever action would be fun as hell. Especially because lever is known for some serious. I mean, 4570 is often one of the favorites out of a lever action like that. That's cool, man. I really do want a good lever action at some point. At some point, I got to get one. I think the logic is that Andy Ruiz should win because Luis Ortiz is 105 years old. So Andy should win in all logical sense. But as we were talking about earlier before you got on 407, he gets hit. He gets hit sometimes. I mean, if Chris Arreola can give you problems, I'm a little bit nervous for Andy. I'll just be honest. I don't think it's a clear-cut, like, easy fight. Because I just feel like Luis Ortiz is just a really competent, well-rounded fighter. But his age is going to be a factor. It's got to be a factor in this fight. You know? Henry 4570 all weather. All weather ones are really sweet too. They're showing Chewy drinking out of. Oh my god, dude! TUIVASA drinking out of shoes is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It's so fun, man. Tube fed sweet rifle. Dude, 4570 is like, especially lever actions, Dana, are just super fun, like brush guns. That's why Andy coming in at 265. Dude, we'll see. I'm very curious to see how Andy does tomorrow. We'll be live for that. We definitely will be live for that. The fact that Luis Ortiz is 43 years old, you know, it's wild. It's wild that he's still fighting. Like, he doesn't really have to, I think, at this point. I don't know what his financial situation is, but I'd be like, he doesn't really have to fight anymore. You know? Wolf, what's going on? Man, who do you guys think is going to win between Marvin and Robert? You think Whitaker is going to get the W? I feel like Whitaker is going to take it. I think Whitaker in the rematch against Izzy did better than Marvin did. Demetrius Johnson says, I did not see his fight last weekend. I don't believe I got to see his fight last. Oh, was this the flying knee I heard about? People were talking about this last week, I think. I'm watching the highlight right now. Let's see. I did not get to see that fight last week, Dana. I'm trying to do some quick cramming before I gotta do this thing about the Cuban fighters. Is ducked a lot, so their earning potential is decreased compared to other fighters, and that's a great point, actually. I know there's some people that are like, oh, that whole boogeyman thing with Luis Ortiz isn't a real thing, and I'm like, I kind of think he's been ducked a little bit for sure. Okay, 3 minutes and I start my fantasy football draft. I am drafting 4th, and right now, based on ADP, that would be Austin Eckler. I don't know if I want Eckler. I usually try to draft a running back right off the bat, depending on where things fall. Have a toast to this awesome UFC card. Thanks for... Oh, no, dude. Well, of course. Great. Thank you. Super fun. I mean, with the boxing cards, I always feel like there's a little bit more pressure to kind of know the guys and stats and everything like that. UFC cards, I just have fun. I'm a very proud casual UFC fan, and that makes it fun to just be able to ask you guys questions, because I don't know these guys all that well. I know the main event. I'll know those guys, but I don't know everything. Was against Wilder, first payday. Yeah. So we're going to see how this fantasy football draft plays out. This is going to be fun. I usually either am one of the first guys to take a quarterback at some point, or one of the last guys to take a quarterback. And in this league, because I'm dealing with a lot of people that are very, very casual football fans, it is not uncommon for someone to take a quarterback the first round. Like, first round, someone takes a quarterback. Booker, what's going on? Someone takes a quarterback first round. You want to go to Sonic? I've never been to Sonic, actually. So, okay, fantasy draft starting in 30 seconds. Austin Eckler, let's see. This is going to be fun. So, for a non-pay-per-view card, this is all around pretty solid. Look, I think Gane's the favorite for a reason. I think he should win. But TUIVASA, man, I have to pick TUIVASA. I have to be rooting for him. GANE is like, he's the safe option. He is the guy that he should win, right? But I can't help myself. Like, I'm going to be rooting for TUIVASA. There's no question. So, you gotta root for Shuey, man. You gotta root for Shuey. He's just too fun. He's too much fun to not root for him. Like, I don't, there's very few fighters that just personality alone, you're like, I have to root for them. But like the UFC has that in spades, I feel like. Do you think Robert Whittaker wins? I think so too. You know, Sugar Shane, you got, you know, guys like Derek Lewis, guys that are just like, they're just, you got Street Jesus, you know, like it's just, they're just so much fun. Okay, so I want to be on the clock. Should I get Austin Eckler or Justin Jefferson? Or should I take Derrick Henry? Let's go with... We're going to go with Austin Eckler for our first pick in this fantasy draft. Man, they're doing a lot of promo before they start this main card. It's too late. I've already picked Eckler. But Derrick Henry's an absolute monster when it comes to when he has good games, when he gets running downhill, he's an absolute nightmare to stop. He's a true downhill runner type guy. He's just physically huge. All right, good. They're starting the main card. So, here we go in France main card. Let's get it going. Then Mark Andrews, Baltimore Ravens tight end. Ooh, he's fun. Yeah, he's really good. He's actually a great tight end. Tight end's one of those positions that either you take one of the top guys or I just rotate guys out. But Mark Andrews is a guy that I've used so many times. So many times. All right. Get to the fights, boys. Come on. All right. It's looking like I might get Leonard Fournette or Alvin Kamara. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara. What is this dress shirt thing that this woman is wearing? I'm like, what the hell is she wearing? Okay, I'm on the clock. Shocker, they banned UFC in France. Oh, come on. The French are so weird. They're like, yeah, kids can have a little bit of wine, but UFC, fuck that. Yeah, smoke wherever you want. Not a big deal. It's not that bad for you. But UFC, All right. So far I've gone running back the first 2 rounds in the draft. Time for me to go for probably wide receivers now. Oh shit, I'm on the clock. Shoot. I already have 2 really good running backs, and I could pick up Leonard Fournette. Should I get Mark Andrews this early in the draft? We're going to go with Mark Andrews. I normally never take a tight end very early. I normally never do, other than that, unless it was Gronk. Gronk was the only one that I'd be like, okay. All right. Showing all the highlights. Just get to the fights. So Francis Ngannou is obviously the champ right now. I mean, there's Stipe in the middle there. They're showing rankings. Francis Ngannou, then they have Gane, then they have Stipe, then you have TUIVASA. All really good fighters. Okay, so now they're talking about Robert Whittaker a little bit. The Reaper. Man, Josh Allen's sitting right there right now for me. You guys think I should take Josh Allen super early? I could take Josh Allen. Only problem with taking a QB this early is that you basically have to ride or die by them. I don't know. He is a Buffalo Bill. You know what? I'm not going to take Josh Allen. Or Patrick Mahomes. Because by the time it turns back around for draft, I could take Lamar Jackson. I think I'm going to take Dana's advice. I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm back on the clock. Let's see. Got Lamar Jackson. I need some more wide receivers, though. That's where I'm weak. Jordan's about to fight. He's a fun guy to watch. Who do you guys have winning in this fight? Jordan versus Wood. Let's go. Wood's coming out right now, making his ring walk. And he's and the Englishman is getting booed by the French. The French don't like the English? What? I would have never guessed that. $145. Just picked up Mike Williams. That'll be solid. Number 2, wide receiver 2. All right. Ooh, okay. Jardine seems to be the crowd favorite for this fight. I think this will be a fun fight. Jordan has some pretty sweet tattoos, actually. His throat piece is really cool, actually. Almost looks like a Nordic god. Yeah, you see, he has some interesting black and white work. All right, here we go. Jordan has a 3-inch height advantage. Reach is identical. Age, Jordan's about 3 years younger. So not a huge difference, 26 and 29. All right. Looks like in Discord, people are thinking that Wood will win. Oh, I'm on the clock. Let's see. Canadian versus an Englishman. Let's go. George St. Pierre. What a legend. Ooh, nice shot right there from Jordan. Nice straight left hand. Oh, Wood getting in there. Oh shit, I'm on the clock again. So Wood right now, not able to really be super effective on the ground. But Wood's putting in a lot of effort right now. Wood is just continuing to try to work in this guard. Man, Wood is relentless. Oh, good knee. Jordan doing really well on his feet right now, landing some big shots. Wood's eating him, though, really well. Little cup check. Oh, Wood with a huge right hand. He might have hurt Jordan a little bit. Nice right hand from Wood. Nice kicks. This is a fun fight. So far, pretty even fight overall. Oh, good shot from Wood. Whoa. Crazy kick from Jordan. Oh, Wood is... I think Wood's pulling ahead. Man, Wood is just pouring it on right now. Huge round for Wood. Good round. Good fight so far. Okay, couple highlights here. Big right hand. Wood's just the better fighter right now. But, I mean, they're both trading pretty heavy shots right now, so... The output from Wood's amazing. Wood with a takedown again. See if Wood's going to continue to dominate. Ooh, another good straight right hand from Wood. Wood right now, definitely taking round 2 so far. Wood not doing a ton on the ground, but still. So far, Wood, yet again, he's winning a lot of these things, but Jordan's doing some good work on the inside. Starting to fight back a little bit more. Ooh, Jordan with a nice straight left. Wood comes back with a straight right. Oh, good left from Wood. Wow, Jordan gets a takedown on Wood now. He might steal this round. And Wood gets a takedown right afterwards. Nice elbow right there from Wood. Oh, spinning elbow from Jordan. Not a bad round. Here we go, round 3. Okay, let's see who pulls it out. That second round could have went to Jordan at the end, depending, but it could be a 1-1 right now. Ooh. All right. Little cut right now on Jordan's nose. Oh, nice still takedown from Wood. Tough round to judge right now. These guys are starting to look pretty tired right now. Jordan's looking a little bit more tired. Wood looks a little bit fresher still. Wood working him up against the cage right now. Oh, that spinning elbow from Jordan is dangerous. Nice little jab right there from Wood. Oh, some good shots from Wood. Oh, another good right hand from Wood. Wow. Jordan landing some good shots right there. Flying knee. Takedown from Wood. It's going to go to the judges. Right, let's see how the judges score it. I have it 2 rounds for Wood, 1 round for Jordan. I think that's pretty fair. I think there's going to be a little bit of a debate in terms of that second round, who won, but other than that, the first and the third round, I think were pretty clear cut. Let's see how the judges see it. $30, $27, $29, $28. Yeah, Wood gets the easy decision. Nice. Good fight. I think that was a pretty fair decision. See what the next fight's gonna be. Let's see. Next fight we have French fighter versus a fighter from the Netherlands that are very, very even. I mean, extremely even stats wise. Even record wise, they're pretty darn close. Nice. All right, I'll be right back. All right. We have Gomez. They're showing some serious highlights here. I don't know either one of these guys, so I don't know how this is going to play out. This should be fun. The guy from the Netherlands gets booed viciously. Viciously booed. I did not know the French hated the Netherlands so much. Well, I guess he's fighting a Frenchman, so that makes sense. But geez, man. Yeah, now that they're mentioning, talking about like Netherlands fighters, there's just not that many I've ever thought of in terms of boxing either. They're showing the shit out of those rock shoes. My buddy designed those, actually. Did Liam Beefy Smith win today? He double checked for you, Data. Let's see what's going on. I gotta probably check Twitter. Oh my God. Liam Smith. Let's see. Talking about Dalton Smith. Where's Liam Smith? Come on. Oh, let's see. Nothing so far on Liam Smith winning. I guess he's fighting a guy from Tanzania? I've never heard of this guy ever. Fucking Liam Smith. Let me double check to see what's going on with that card. Let's see where we are in that card. They have not reached it yet. Maybe we'll do a little back and forth. A little back and forth in the Discord with that. I can tell you right now, they have not packed that area at all at Sky Sports. All right. Gomez versus Aarons. Let's go. Here we go. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know what that hand gesture means. What's this mean? What does this mean? Does anyone know what that hand gesture means? It's not like this. It's this. I've never seen that before. I do kind of like the Jaguar. The British pronunciation is kind of nice. Makes it seem a little bit more exotic. Gomez is very confident right now. He has a slight advantage in terms of reach for leg length, but that's about it. Nice little body shot right there from Aarons, but Gomez hit him with a kick that was pretty solid too. Aarons is being the aggressor, but Gomez is trying to time him. Whoa, spinning kick. That misses from Aarons. These guys are throwing some interesting stuff at each other. Neither one of them landed anything truly significant yet. See how these guys end up. I mean, we're almost halfway through the round. I think they've felt each other out a little bit. Takedown from Gomez. And he's in the half guard right now. Gomez is putting up against who wins the main event tonight? I think the safe bet would be probably to say that GANE wins the main event. I'm gonna be rooting, I'm gonna be hoping for TUIVASA. So that's my take on main event. Aarons has him in his guard, but he's not able to be very effective because of the fence. And right now, Gomez is using that elbow. Just my general take. I think that Gane's just a better, well-rounded fighter, but TUIVASA has that explosiveness in terms of just one punch power, which is super fun. Gomez is landing some good shots occasionally here while he's in the guard, especially when he's up, gets Aaron's up against the cage. Nice. Aaron's gets back up to the cage. Nice work. Pretty solid round so far. 10 seconds left. Gomi gets that round. Gomi gets first round. Let's see how this second round plays out. Looking at the British card right now. What is the end of this fight already? Well, that was a quick fight on this British card, the Sky card. All right. Oh, Gomez looks a little hurt. He looks a little hurt. Just got a little bit hurt. Francis Ngannou is in the house for this main event, by the way. Gomi's doing a good job on the ground right now, but he's just not able to be effective. Show me. Hitting some good shots right now. And they're back to their feet. All right. Got about a minute and 15 seconds left. Oh, another takedown. Oh, he turned it around. Aaron's is Jeff. Oh! Nice judo throw. A little boring, a little bit of a boring round. You know? Who's fighting tonight, Glove? Is it worth watch? Talk to me. Okay, so I would say for the UFC fight, or are you talking about boxing? Because UFC, oh, so we have the number two in UFC right now, just below Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight division, Cyril Gane, who's a very solid fighter overall. And he's beaten Derek Lewis to become the number two, and his only opponent really above him is Francis Ngannou. He's fighting against Taya, which is TUIVASA, who's from Australia, and is the number 3 guy in the heavyweight division. So you got the number 1 versus the number 3 going against each other. TUIVASA is super fun to watch. This kid is he's not a body beautiful, but he has great knockouts. He knocked out Derek Lewis. He knocks out like everybody, basically. And he's so fun to watch. And he does this thing where when he wins, he jumps up on the octagon. Someone throws their shoe to him. He grabs a beer, pours the beer into the shoe, and drinks out of it. He's an absolute madman and super fun to watch. So I think it's a great fight. And the co-main is Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori. So it's a solid overall fight. Plus it's only ESPN Plus, so you don't have to pay like pay-per-view or anything like that. If you have ESPN Plus, you can watch it, no problem. Or you can use the links as always in our Discord. So right now this fight's a little bland. It's a little bland right now. It's not the funnest fight to watch right now. But that's the deal. First fight, and GANE is also who's the favorite for tonight. He's French, and this is in France, so. So we're on the main card right now. And we are 1 fight away from co-main and 2 fights away from the main event. Wait. No, I'm sorry. 2 fights away from co-main, 3 fights away from main event. So, yeah. I think this is going to be a pretty easy 30-27 unanimous decision card for this fight. We got 2 minutes left in the final round, round 3. Gomez is going to get this win, no problem, I think. Not the funnest fight so far, but so we'll move on from this. I don't know these next guys all that well. We have an Italian versus Russian kid. That should be fun. Their odds are extremely close on this next fight, actually. -107 to -115. That's a that's basically almost a dead even fight. So that'll be fun to watch. We'll see how that plays out. I am watching at the same time to see what's going on with Liam Smith. Oh shit! Is he gonna armbar him? Triangle. Oh shit, we might get the underdog win. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Oh, dude, thanks so much for that. 420, I appreciate that, man. We might get the upset. Damn, the Frenchman gets out of it. Wow, so close. Glad I could help out, man. Glad that I could save you a little bit of time and effort. Especially, I think it's nice that the Discord usually helps out a lot of people. Find you know, those streams that they need. All right, let's see how the judges see it. I think they're going to see it 30-27. Okay, let's see what's going on in boxing right now. They're just doing a hype up for Huey Fury. Bivol versus Zerto is the biggest fight this year. Maybe not the biggest fight, because we might have the announcement of Crawford Spence. That would probably be the bigger fight. But it's a big one. It's easily the biggest one in the the light heavyweight division. And it's a fun one. I'd probably lean towards Bivol, but that's if the Bivol that showed up for Canelo shows up. Because he has been inconsistent. He's had fights where he hasn't looked amazing. He's had fights where he looks awesome. So it really depends. $29.28. No problem. Yeah, the Frenchman. Gomi wins. Easy win. Easy win. So, I have no idea what Gomi's saying, but he's very clearly hyping up the French crowd right now. All right. So this guy is on a 9-fight win streak. Francis Ngannou just tweeted out who's actually at the event right now. He said, this kid Gomi is going to be a monster if he goes down to bantamweight. He has a serious power. That's from Francis Ngannou. And the announcer just announced what I said from Francis. Okay. I don't even know if I can pronounce this kid's name right. Alicio Di Sagico, I guess. I can't pronounce this kid's name right. Oh, I've seen him fight before. Yeah, he had a great head kick. Think of the KSI the other week? Oh, man, I have some very strong feelings about the KSI thing. So, there were some like good, decent boxing skills shown off. Dean the Great, I think his name was. He had a nice little quick win and looked pretty decent, like he knew what he was doing. He looked like he definitely had some skills. Salt Poppy with a nice quick KO. I think Deji, I think, stole the entire event, like stole the entire night. Big win, and he looked so good as a boxer, like really good. Now, this is my thoughts. The fight has not started yet. We are in the main event. We are in the main card, but main event has not started yet. But I will say this when it came to KSI. Extremely disappointed in KSI. Extremely disappointed. He throws a kid in his first little fight against a kid that's been fighting boxing for 2 weeks. Now, from what I understand, this kid was a replacement and knew he was a backup option. So he could have, prepared better. To me, he shouldn't have legally been able to be in the ring. You have 2 weeks of boxing. It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, you shouldn't be, that's with no headgear. That's not safe. Like, that's not safe at all. Like, not a good idea. And then the pro he picked, yes, the pro was not very good. Obviously, he picked a pro he cherry picked a pro that he felt very confident in. But KSI should have lost either a point or been disqualified with the amount of punches he landed on the back of the head were outrageous. I mean, the highlight reel of that fight is literally KSI punching this guy illegally in the back of the head. He probably hit him well over half a dozen times in the back of the head. And you saw the guy complaining, which, yeah, granted, like, you know, whatever, but he had a very valid point that KSI was illegally punching him in the head. And then at one point, KSI did a kidney punch, which was illegal. It was a lot of back of the head punches. Now, some people were like, well, the guy was ducking and that meant that he got hit in the back of the head. And it's like, okay, I get you. But KSI was only throwing looping punches. He should have thrown some straight punches after hitting him in the back of the head a few times. And the ref kind of be like, hey, don't do that. Throw some straight punches. He easily bulldozed the guy. The guy was not a very good fighter. Oh, there was a lot of back of the head shots. A lot of back of the head shots. And, you know, I get it. If the guy's ducking and you hit him in the back of the head, yeah, I get it. But you should have thrown some straight shots. I was not. I think KSI looked better than the last time I saw him. He looked better than when he fought Logan the second time. Looked like a better fighter. He had one good body shot. He had one that was a kidney punch. I think that he looked like a better boxer, but I think Jake Paul beats him. I just didn't see enough to be like, oh no, he's like substantially better. There was no competition there. So I can't say like, oh my God, he looked amazing. Overall, my overall thought was I was extremely disappointed with the level of competition that came back at him. I mean, when it comes to YouTube boxers, KSI, I think's probably done enough to get in the ring with Jake. I mean, if KSI didn't mention his name, he mentioned other people, you know, and if you're talking about Tommy Fury, if you're mentioning Tommy Fury as a possible option, then yeah, I think that you are talking about that level of early level fighters that are pro level. Tommy Fury has fought bums and only bums, but he is a pro boxer. So if you're going to be at that level, then yeah, I'd say Jake's pretty much at that level. You know, like, to be fair to Jake, he hasn't really fought crazy opponents, but then again, who fights the top level guys when they're their first 6 fights? Yeah, you know, like, yeah. So yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at Tommy Fury's record, here's a great thing to do. Go on to BoxRec and you look at Tommy Fury, right? One of Tommy Fury's opponents, one of his opponents has a record. This is my favorite record I've seen in a while. It's maybe one of the worst records I've ever seen. One of the worst I've seen of a boxer. So here gives you a taste of Tommy Fury's opponents he's fought, okay? His first fight, he fought a guy that was 10 wins, 113 losses. His next opponent was 0-35. His next opponent, 2 wins, 38 losses. His next opponent, 0 wins, 37 losses. Scott Williams, who he fought next, 0 wins, 23 losses. You know, then he fights a guy that's 5-2 that no one's ever heard of. Picks him just like, yeah. And then he fought, you know, Anthony Taylor, who's 2-3. Yeah, and then his last opponent was 10-2 and is a complete no-name guy from Poland. So, you know what I mean? It's like that's Tommy Fury. That's Tommy Fury's record. So I think I don't, and mind you that Tommy Fury's nickname is TNT, and he has a 50% KO percentage. So not so much TNT. Not too much TNT. Jake's fighting Anderson Silva. I saw that he's fighting him in October. We also have Mayweather fighting this month in September, doing an exhibition fight, which I'm kind of excited for, but kind of not. So yeah, I mean, I think, look, KSI didn't show me anything that was like, oh my gosh, because his opponents were really, really poor. And I think if anything that happened with those KSI fights, if anything came out of it, it kind of damaged his reputation a little bit, man. Dude, I could easily beat that guy. But I think he kind of damaged his reputation a little bit because people paid $30 for that card. And some of the fights on that card weren't terrible. There was there was a lot of knockouts, which is good. It's always good for knockouts. Salt Poppy had a great one in particular. Deji getting the win over Fuzi was a big one. People were super happy about that. There's a little bit of robbery there for FaZe Senpai. Yeah, like it was the first two fights were really bad. There were some really bad fights. But then there were some like okay, entertaining fights, not bad. I just don't think that the fight people that are biting the card in particular are looking for KSI to shine, right? Like you want to see KSI go in there and do something spectacular. And to let Swarms go into the second round when the kid is running around the ring and falling over his own feet and just embarrassing. It's like, okay, let's compare that to Jake Ben Askren, right? Like, the kid's not even on your league. You should have blasted him out of there, I think. And then the Mexican Pro was just embarrassing more. It was just embarrassing all the way around. I just wish there was a little bit more KSI. A little bit more KSI. Oh, yeah, that Mexican boxer knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly. I was talking about his box rec before the fight, and it was clear. This guy fights maybe once a year. He's a bad fighter. He oftentimes gets knocked out in the first 2 rounds. He doesn't go over 4 rounds in general. I am actually extremely interested. Powers. When someone says they have power, I think you have to test power based off of people that can handle like real professional level power. Like Jake, I see a lot of people be like, oh, like Jake has power, right? Well, look at his power compared to when he fought someone like Tyrone Woodley, right? Doesn't look like he has that like crazy insane power then, does he? Why? Because Tyrone Woodley's been in there and banged with some real heavy hitting guys in his life. So it's like power, I think, can be somewhat relative to also the weight class, who you're fighting. I mean, Edgar Berlanga, a lot of people are like, oh, he has crazy power. They called him like mini Mike Tyson for a little while. Then he actually stepped up the competition, and suddenly that power doesn't look as impressive. It's like, I think KSI would have his fundamentals, where a lot of your power comes from like even having basic fundamentals. I think he had some decent fundamentals, so I think he has probably okay. I wouldn't sit there and go, oh man, this guy has crazy, knockout power, because I also haven't seen enough. I mean, he's hitting Logan Paul. He's hitting Logan Paul in both those fights, and I didn't see any crazy power from that. Mind you, Floyd Mayweather cracked Logan Paul at one point and almost dropped him. And Mayweather is not known for power and is much smaller than KSI. So, you know, Logan is a big boy. But if Mayweather, at his current age, with his brittle hands and his size, he's a small guy, can counterpunch and land a big shot and like make Logan wilt a little bit, you know. But then again, the counter argument would be KSI's form when he fought Logan the first and second time was really poor. Like KSI had like he knew some basic boxing, but he wasn't super great. If you watch those fights, like he wasn't as good as he looks now in terms of like fundamentals. So I wonder if his power's gotten better. It could be. We'll only know once he starts stepping it up a little bit, you know? You know? How much of the will to win overpower the skill? I mean, big heart's always great. That you know, I think coming in with a mental clarity of, you know, that idea that you go in with that mindset of you won't break, you won't quit, is huge. And that can play a huge part, but skills pay the bills, plain and simple. And I don't care how much of a warrior you are. A great example of like just absolute like will to win is when you watch the Gotti Ward fights. Gotti was the better boxer. Ward was the more mentally, I mean, they're both mentally tough, but Ward had that I will never quit kind of mentality. And it didn't, in the end, you're not going to win just because you want to win more. The skills pay the bills. So we'll see. I mean, that's kind of the fun thing. I always say with any of the kind of boxers that are YouTube boxers, it's the circus, man. It comes to town once in a while and you got to buy a ticket because it's fun. Just have fun with it. You know? These guys they're there to entertain. Yeah, snapping necks and catching checks. It's just have fun with it. And people will shit all over YouTube boxers and say, "Oh, you know, it's bad for boxing and everything like that." Fuck that. I disagree completely with you. Do you know how many people that have like watched boxing that maybe never have ever watched a boxing match before because of these YouTube guys? And oftentimes they put on, you know, real pro fighters in the undercard, man. And I have people that are in my Discord, that are in my chat on a regular basis, that literally found my channel and started watching boxing every week with us, that found us because of Jake Paul fights, you know? So, you know, I think of it just as, just have fun with it. It's entertainment. It's not like you're having it's not like a gourmet meal, okay? Sometimes you just got to have a little bit of fast food in there, okay? We have Canelo versus Triple G. That's your gourmet meal, okay? That's your top of the line restaurant kind of meal. Sometimes you can't always have that every single week. Just have fun with it, you know? Edgar Berlanga has lost his last 3 fights and was, giving gifts decisions, absolutely, because Top Rank has a lot of money wrapped. Dana, absolutely. And you pay a lot more, a lot more of the guys who knocked out FaZe is a boxer and got his biggest payday through KSI. Yeah, exactly. It's a business, man. It's entertainment. And anybody that criticizes YouTube boxers and that's like, oh, they're desecrating the art of boxing. You know what hurts boxing more than anything? It's not YouTubers. It's not KSI. It's not Jake Paul. That's not what hurts boxing. What hurts boxing is boxing. It's these promoters that don't ever put their top level fighters in the ring with people that we actually want to see. It's the absolutely viciously toxic nature of hardcore boxing fans that anytime a somewhat new boxing fan comes in and is excited about a fight, says something on Twitter and gets blasted out of this universe with retweets and everything like that and treated like trash. Instead of someone just saying to him, hey, I think your take might be a little bit, you might go a little overboard with that take. No, they got to ridicule the crap out of the kid, and he never ever wants to engage in the boxing community again. That's what happens. That's the problem. The promoters, the ABC belts, they're the problem. Mandatory garbage, mandatory fights, having too many belts. That's a problem. Promoters are the problem. We should have gotten AJ versus Wilder, I mean, years ago. Years ago. And it didn't happen. We should have got, there's so many fights that we should have gotten sooner. I mean, hell, even Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather happened way too late. And that's why I always say to people whenever we have these conversations about boxing and UFC and stuff like that, the one thing I will always respect about UFC is tonight we are going to watch the number 1 contender versus the number 3 contender. We don't get that often in boxing. Fury versus Wilder is the best we've had in a while. Then oh shit, knockout. AJ Usyk, you know? Like we don't get that often. It's very rare, especially in the heavyweight division. So, like, lately we've had some pretty good times actually. In the last 2 years, we've actually had some pretty good fights. But when I first started doing this, it was hard. It was like these lopsided fights that were just bad. That were just awful. Really, in boxing, you actually get a 50-50 fight. Yep. Like Bud versus Spence could be, but who knows? People are willing to pay $80. Dana, that is 100% right. That's 100% right. And the thing too about that, Dana, it's $80, and I bet you the card's gonna, because it's probably gonna be PBC, I bet you the card's gonna be pretty decent. PBC usually puts on a pretty damn good card. For boxing, in boxing terms, they put on a decent card. Let's look at like the card we're watching right now from UFC. That is a ESPN Plus card. And we have not only a huge heavyweight fight, we have a great co-main event, and generally these fights are pretty fun fights. You know, I wish you had the clout to commentate on the YouTube boxing, because I think you would smash it. Oh man, I would love to do that. I would love to take the place of someone like a Keemstar who doesn't know anything about boxing. Keemstar doesn't know anything about boxing. He knows literally nothing about boxing. Now, he knows a lot about influencers, and he knows a lot of influencers. I will not lie. When we were watching that card, I'm like, I don't know a lot of these people. I don't know a lot of them. And so when we were looking at everything, we were just kind of like look up their YouTube channels and get a vibe from them. You fit the bill. So, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's just, look, YouTube boxing is fun. Just have fun with it. And I actually know some other YouTubers that are like boxing channels on YouTube that have been like very critical of the YouTube boxing scene and been like, it's bad for boxing. It's like, dude, come on, man. Really? You're going to complain about Jake Paul with a fake belt going around fighting guys like Anderson Silva? That's what you think is going to hurt the sport when we are begging for that Spence Crawford fight? And we're going to get a George Kambosos versus Devin Haney rematch when there's no need for it because of garbage rematch clauses. That's what you guys, that's what you're bitching about? Like, come on. Come on. Get out of here with that. Tyson Fury's holding the WBC belt hostage right now. He either has to shit or get off the pot. He has to decide, am I going to fight or am I not going to fight? Because I'm sick and tired of Tyson Fury walking around with the WBC belt and him having a timeline of 2 weeks after the fight with Usyk AJ to decide what he's going to do. Either you're fighting or you're not. You're not going to get the $500 million that you asked for. He literally asked for $500 million. You're not going to get that. Yeah, Wilder versus Helenius, PBC card. Of course, it's going to be probably pretty decent. With the Plant versus Andrew Durrell. That would be a really solid. Might steal the show. You know, till YouTube boxers start taking PED tests. It's a fixed fight. I mean, obviously, look, they're gonna make it so that it's heavily in favor of, you know. Oh, you're back from watching WWE. Awesome. And so look, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you having lopsided cards in terms of lopsided fights. I'm okay with that. You know? I think as long as YouTube boxers continue to do what they're doing where it's entertainment, people feel like they get their money's worth. And as long as they can maybe slip in one real pro fight in that to highlight a real boxer, I'm all for it. Would I fight if I had the chance? I mean, I've trained in boxing a little bit. I haven't done it in years because life and COVID. But sure. Sure, why not? If you're going to pay me like KSI... If you're gonna pay me like KSI pays the guys on his cards, absolutely I would. You know? But Tyson Fury sung. You know? The funny thing is, you know, dude, what's up, Browns Nation? I've had, I don't know what it is, but I've had a few times I've had, I had at one point a guy that was very obsessed with my live streams, and he would always show up and everything. He like followed me on all my social media and everything like that. And he always trying to talk to me, and he's like, man, you need to come out to Chicago. We need to have a boxing match. And I was like, kind of like, oh yeah, maybe that'd be fun sometime or whatever, just kind of joking around. And he was obsessed. And I mean obsessed with it, to a point where I was just like, dude, I gotta be honest with you. I am not interested in actually flying out to shoot. Like, this is like, we can joke around about this, but I gain nothing from this. Like, he's like, man, I can't wait. And I'm like, no, man, this isn't a real thing. You know that, right? Like, this is, a little bit of a parasocial kind of relationship that was a little bit not okay. You know, he was trying to find out, I just it got a little too much. Good find me, Club. I'm cracking at Fortnite, my guy. Hell yeah. Fortnite. Dude, Ninja just quit streaming for a little while. He just melted down on stream during Fortnite. That happened like yesterday. Gonna watch the Pitbull Cruz fight tomorrow. We're going to be watching the Andy Ruiz versus Ortiz. I think Pitbull Cruz is on that. We're going to be live for that fight tomorrow night. Yeah, that's what money does to you. Oh yeah, no, it was a full-on stalker moment for sure, Booker. It got to the point where like, he was like, I want to send you a package. And he sent me some really nice boxing gloves, which was very, very like nice that he sent me these boxing gloves. And so he's like, oh, I need your number. That way I can make sure in case the package gets lost. So, foolishly, I gave him that. And he started texting me like, every single day. Like every day. And it was like, okay, dude, man, like it's Sunday. Like usually, so to be honest with you guys, Saturday nights, we do these usually very long live streams and everything like that. And so then when it comes to Sunday, I like to just like turn my phone off and just enjoy hanging out with my family on Sunday and just like keep off the internet. I'm French and I love Sarah. Oh man, talk about a great event to have in Paris. And so he would like text me and I like wouldn't respond because I'm like hanging out with my family. And by the end of the day, he had texted me like 15 times and was like going nuts. You think Fury's gonna whoop Usyk? I don't even know if Fury's gonna fight, man. I don't know what's going on with Tyson Fury right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Because he hasn't made a decision. Some Russian guy knocked a guy out in 20 seconds. I would fund that event. You smashing a weirdo. And dude, the thing that's crazy toxic. This guy I think's in his 60s. At first, because his profile picture made him look like he was kind of like similar in age to me. And then he changed it to his actual, and I think he's like in his 60s. I was like, oh, okay, this is weird now. Your first Cyril up. I like Tui. I think Cyril's gonna win. I think Gane's my pick to win, but I'm gonna be rooting for TUIVASA just because he drinks beer out of a shoe. He followed me on every social media, and like his picture at the time looked like he was a guy that was like in his 30s. It's like, okay, cool. So he's like similar age, everything like that. And then he changes to his actual like picture of him now, and he's like, okay, this guy is like white hair. He looks like he's in his 60s. This got weird. He would fight, and he would fight Usyk, but Usyk was saying he's injured. You know? So we'll see how it goes. I think honestly, I honestly think that Gane is the just better all-around fighter. He's just so well-rounded. He's built like an absolute monster. TUIVASA has the explosive one-punch power that is fun. And so that's how, like, any guy that drinks beer out of a shoe and has good punching power is just fun. So that's how I view the fight, By the way, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, man. It's not trying to give him a heart attack. Oh, man. We're getting almost to the co-main. This is going to be fun. I do have to say, I love the energy of the crowd. The French crowd has been phenomenal tonight. I didn't know how that was going to be. And man, they are, I don't know if it's just because Dana did a good job of stacking the card with a lot of, local French guys, but they've actually done a really good job with this card overall. And the vibe is really positive in the area. So I'm 10 beers deep, having a good time tonight. Got a week off. Oh, hell yeah, man. Enjoy that shit. Used to be a basketball player in France. I didn't know that, Booker. His build is crazy, dude. Oh, here we go. These guys. I have to say, when I don't know who either one of the fighters are, so we have a Russian versus an American. I'm going to root for the American, but I'm always wary of fucking Russians when it comes to UFC. Every time, man. Buckley, I don't know him all that well. I'm sure I've seen him fight, but Clubber, the guy called him Clubber Lang. If I faint like that, I'm already fucked. Oh my God. Because he knocked some guy out with a 6 spinning roundhouse. That's awesome. Oh, was that him? That guy that someone grabbed his foot and then he did that crazy spin kick and knocked him out? Buckley's built, man. Yeah, that's one of my favorite knockouts in like UFC. That's a wild highlight. That's a wild highlight clip. I can't tell who the French are rooting for in this fight. It was such a creative knockout too. Yo, what's going on, man? Oh! Even watching, I'm losing my breath. The pace these guys fight is insane. Yeah, man, how you doing? Unlucky Buckley is fighting at... Yeah, dude. You just never know with these Russians, dude. Oh, they're chanting Buckley, so they're rooting for the American. They set him up. Or, I mean... Or they put him in there with someone that they feel like he could he could do well with. He's doing pretty good so far. Oh, don't grab Buckley's leg. Not unless you want to get kicked in the face. Man. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Man, a lot of energy from both fighters, though. Yeah. So Booker, now you're all into... I heard that you just want to leave everything behind and just go into the wild and start hunting. Is that what's going on? Oh, yeah. It takes a huge... Yeah, you got to have a huge set of balls to get in the ring. I mean, these Octagon guys are insane. Oh, I hear you, man. All good. Wildman Booker arc. So who do you have for the win tonight, Tall Kid? Booker, don't ever forget, man. Joe Rogan never went hunting until he was in his 40s. Like, Joe Rogan never grew up. He didn't know how to hunt at all. Oh, Buckley in a bag spot. Joe Rogan hunts a lot. Joe Rogan eats elk meat pretty much every day. So if you're at all interested, there's a great episode where it's Joe Rogan talks to Steven Ranella. And if you want, Booker, go check out on Netflix. There's a show called Meat Eaters. All one word, Meat Eaters. And watch their 20-minute episodes. You'll actually probably like those because they're super fun. It's like half hunting, half cooking show. So they go out and they kill some crazy animal, some kind of cool like deer or elk or something, and then he like shows you how to kind of cook it in the wild, and it's fun. Pulling for Shuey Master himself. But yeah. That's basically my take, Talkip. So yeah, you might like that, Booker, because so this is the deal, is that in the US, you have to, it's required by law that you don't waste meat, and you have to utilize as much of the animal as possible. So you get really good at cooking kind of the different stuff. But what's really fun is that it's so lean. I have this great chart. It shows that elk meat is like 13% leaner than chicken per pound. So it's so lean that oftentimes what I'll do is I'll ground up bacon and mix it with it. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you're into cooking and you like learning about like cooking different stuff, man, I could talk to you all day about that. Cause like grouse is basically just a wild chicken. And that's actually, those right there, those are grouse feathers right behind me. Those are grouse fans. Those right there are just like wild chickens pretty much with camo on. And when we take those out, when I get done with them, I just make basically like a chicken pizza with that. We are talking, we're at the fight before the co-main. How many people have never been in a fight in their life? Yeah, it's true. I also think, you know, what's interesting about that too, Toxic, is that in a day and age where like getting in shape is really big. Like I have to say, like even, you know, Gen Z, millennial generation are probably healthier than our parents, and even healthier than Gen X, because you have to remember our parents, they didn't have nutritional facts on their packaging of anything. And so we actually live in a day and age where it's a lot easier to be healthy. And for all the people that are trying to get healthy, it always amazes me how few people are interested to go to a boxing gym, man. You know, like you don't have to fight right away, but you're going to learn at least a few useful skills, and it's a great workout. Depends on where you live and what you're hunting. You better be in some shape, or if you're getting some massive heart attack, elk and bear. Dude, yeah, though, Dana, that's 100% true. So I think I talked about this already. My cousin from Ohio is like, I wanted to hunt elk out west. And he's like, what do you know about Montana? And I'm like, I've never hunted Montana. He's like, but you've hunted Colorado. I'm like, yeah, I could talk to you about Colorado. And he was like, so what about like elk hunting in Colorado? I'm like, you're not going to do that. He's like, oh, why not? I'm like, because you're going to be hunting at like 9,000 feet in elevation to 10,000 feet in elevation. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how in shape you are. The elevation fucks you up, man. It's nasty. It's really tough to pull out elk by yourself. Like, it's hundreds of pounds of meat you're going to be trying to drag out. Like, it's like, you can do it. You can do it, especially if you have a couple people, you know, that are in good shape, but it's not fun. It's not fun when you have to start dragging stuff out. Where's Shrek been? I don't know. Shrek hasn't been around as much. I also figured people are gearing up for school right now. You know, deprived area in the UK and fighting since I was 8 years old. I'm 30 now. I can handle myself, but some people are natural. Doesn't matter. Yeah. How good you think you are, that's for sure. I mean, there's also just people that have, so we always call that, so Toxic, we have a little thing here in the United States, and I don't know if it's the same thing in the UK, but it's a really common kind of notion called like farm strength, which are, there's all these kids that live in places like Iowa and Ohio and just places in the middle of the United States where they do a lot more manual labor. And those kids are the kind of kids that they might not look like much, but when they get their hands on you, they're going to pick you up and drop you on your head. And they are just freakishly strong. There's a reason Iowa has been renowned for its wrestling for a long time. A lot of wrestlers, top level wrestlers, come out of Iowa. And it's because those are farm kids or Sonny Liston. They're just, Joe Louis. Joe Louis grew up on a plantation. He grew up on a plantation, actually, even though, you know, I believe at the time his family wasn't indentured servants, but he had a 3rd grade education. And the joke always was with Joe Louis's dad, they would always say to him, like, oh, why don't you get a mule? And he would say, why do I need a mule when I have Joe? And Joe Louis was just freakishly strong, and known for that. Genetics, just genetically, people are they're just strong people. Go look at Francis Ngannou, man. The guy worked in like what was it, like a sand mine, shoveling sand for how long when he was a kid? Look at Francis Ngannou. That guy has, you can't look like that without genetics. Like he's an absolute monster. Pro sand digger. The guy you don't ever, you can't get like that without genetics. Now look, I get it. There's always the question of who's natural, who's not. Guys like The Rock, the Rock will always act like he's a natural build. He's absolutely juiced to the gills on a lot of, Hollywood is. But it's just the way it is. Tyson Fury, there's a highlight I would show you guys. It's on Twitter right now of Tyson Fury just stepped into the ring with Roman. Tyson Fury's doing WWE again. I'll show you guys, but this video is gonna immediately get striked with a copyright. Immediately get strikes. The pro wrestling's tough. CM Punk is still the greatest athlete of all time. CM Punk was a really good wrestler. Oh my goodness. One of the athletes I always thought was just phenomenal athlete, I grew up watching a lot of, was Michael Vick. And I remember at one time I was at my job and we were talking about Lamar Jackson and how phenomenal he is on his feet. And it's like, man, he pulls off, I think I said something along the lines of, man, he pulls off runs that remind me of Michael Vick. And one of my coworkers just melts. And it's like, don't you ever mention that name in front of me. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You're a dog lover, but Michael Vick was pretty special as an athlete. I'd say Bo Jackson was another one that was just like a freak of nature when it came to Bo Jackson. If you've never seen the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, you are completely missing out. It's probably the best 30 for 30 I've ever seen, because it was before the time of like phones and like everyone video recording everything. And so there's all these mythological stories of Bo Jackson doing things. Stuff like people talking about Bo Jackson standing in water up to his hips and still able to do backflips. Like just crazy, like him jumping over cars and stuff like that. Like just Brock Lesnar, dude. Brock was talk about juice. Brock was a monster. Buckley better knock him out. Yeah, he's basically at that point. I'll say this, Buckley's a tough dude. And he's not giving up. He's just coming in hot right now. Yeah, dude, Brock's always been a big guy. Would I fight Brock for 10K? Depends. Are we doing boxing match? Is it an exhibition? Is it like a 3-rounder? If it's MMA, I am not letting Brock Lesnar grab me. Because if he grabs me, he's gonna throw me around like a toy doll. I'd do boxing with him maybe. If we have like sparring gloves and everything. I mean, yeah, Brock's always been a huge dude, but PEDs have been around for a long time. So they're the best. We'll find. I think we'll find out who he's gonna. If GANE can win, there's only one man standing in his way, and that's Mr. Francis Ngannou, who's right there in Paris. I was a state wrestling champ, Division A, in high school, and would travel to PA, New Jersey, VA for national tournaments. The cleaner, less processed your food is, the healthier and stronger you are. Yeah, that's very true. I've actually, Dana, it's interesting you said that. I've seen people I know people that have gone to Europe and they lived in like Germany, and they would eat garbage food, but they would lose weight. They're like, I don't understand what's going on right now. Who would be better in UFC, Logan or Jake? I don't know. That's a good question, tall kid. I think maybe Jake has probably the better coordination for hand skills, but I don't know. I know Logan did a lot of wrestling. You know, it'd be interesting. Buckley won the first round, and I think he's gonna win this third round. He might pull this out. This is a back and forth fight. Booker, he might have pulled it off. Let's see. I'm seeing some people think that maybe lost. My drunk girlfriend just got me a cheesy garlic bread kebab meat. That's awesome. She's a keeper, dude. She's a keeper right there. He was destroying him. Yeah, that round was a great round. That was an awesome round. I don't know enough about UFC to judge stuff. The Rock on PDs. Check out Tony Huge YouTube page. Used to train The Rock, and he works in the PED business. Oh my god. Oh, there's another guy actually I highly recommend. Let me find his channel. There's a guy that I've seen do a ton of videos on this kind of topic. What's his name? Let me find it really quick. Here he is. Check him out. The guy with the glasses, the guy that has the third eye. Philion. Philion's done a lot of videos. On that topic. Booker, do we need to break it out? Do we need to break out? Break out the ski mask, huh? Robbery? Ski mask time? Ski mask time? We were getting robberies here? That was a fun fight. I mean, that was a pretty back and forth fight. That's a tough one. Like I said, I am terrible at judging. I can't judge. I can't judge UFC fights all that well. Countries like Germany and most European countries don't feed their livestock full of chemicals, and the slaughter of the table time is a lot faster than the American. Yeah. Here's an interesting thing to note too, Dana. So, one thing to note about the American industry when it comes to beef is that we also it's not just a primary industry. There's a secondary industry there that people don't think about, which is you want your cows to be as fat as possible and as healthy as possible in the US, but you want them to be as big as possible in the US. You know why? It's not about just the pounds of meat. It's about the hide, because the leather from the cows is a secondary additive part, and we export a massive amount of leather all over the world, for especially to China and stuff like that. A large portion, it's a byproduct of the meat industry. So for instance, things like soccer, we call them soccer shoes, but people in Europe would call them football cleats or soccer cleats, right? They use a lot of times kangaroo leather. Well, kangaroo leather is a byproduct of the culling of kangaroos in Australia. So that's the deal. It's like leather is always, generally speaking, a byproduct of some kind of industry. So that's the other part of it. We got Whitaker next. Who do you guys pick? Whitaker? Is Whitaker gonna beat Marvin? You know? Marvin Vettori. Yeah, there was a one weird card on that had it as 30-27. That was a weird unanimous decision on that part. That didn't seem accurate. I don't know how you have it 30-27. So, here we go. We got co-main, baby. And then, yeah, tomorrow night, we're going to do Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. That'll be a fun one. Ever watched videos of them kangaroo hunting in Australia? Wild goat hunting, it's crazy, $1 billion a year business. I've never watched the kangaroo or goat hunting, but pig hunting. Dana, have you ever seen those videos on YouTube of Ted Nugent in Texas in a helicopter with a machine gun shooting pigs on property? It's fucking wild, dude. Dude, Booker, we watched that Philion video on the Bored Ape Club. I don't know, were you with us when we did that live? We watched the whole video. It's an hour long. It's fucking nuts. The Bored Ape Club is the most... It's certainly racist. It's 100% racist. There's no way. There's no way it's not racist. It is racist as shit. For sure. But it's also just, it's like the level that they went to is so crazy. It's an hour long and it's, dude, Booker, you'll love it. It's actually super well done. I've been to Australia for 6 weeks. Amazing place. Kangaroos are huge. Yeah. I've always wanted to go. Australia is one of those places I'd love to go. Islands are always weird, man. Islands in terms of livestock and like different animals are just, it's just different. It's a totally different dynamic. I really want to go to New Zealand really bad. Oh, dude, Dana, you'd love the episode of Meat Eaters where he goes to New Zealand and he doesn't use a gun to hunt pigs. He stabs pigs. It's wild. So he's hunting this pig and they're using these pit bull dogs. So they had pit bulls, but they weren't fast enough for the pigs. So the guy that was the guide basically bred his dogs, his pit bulls, with whippet, so he could get more speed out of them. So they're smaller than pit bulls, but they have like the bite and head strength of like pit bulls, but they have a little bit of that whippet speed. And so this guy's got a GPS of his dogs and they're just like hunting down pigs, right? And there's a moment where he's like, what's going on? Oh yeah, pigs can get real fast and mean. And especially through brush, like big pit bulls can be, it's not as easy. So he's like, on the GPS, it keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out. And he's like, what's going on here? And he couldn't figure out what's going on with his dogs. They show up. This pig went underground in this like muddy underground, like little tunnel. And the dogs are attacking it from the ass end and biting on it. So every time they're going underground after this pig, he keeps losing reception. They get there, they're like, how the fuck are we going to get this pig out? So they're digging down with their bare hands to get this pig out. They lasso it. The dogs are going ballistic. They eventually pull the pig out. And the host, Steven Ranella, jumps on the pig and takes a knife and stabs it in the heart. It's fucking wild. It's wild. Oh my God. Wild goats and lambs, they kill them and sell them in the Muslim country. I didn't know that. Especially, dude, Hawaii has so many wild goats. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's the full episode, Dana. I'm actually going to throw it in chat for you guys. If you're interested, save that. You can watch that episode. That he has a bunch of the episodes free online. It's wild. And then they eat that pig and it looks so good. Dude, German Shepherds. I'll never forget, my buddy got 2 German Shepherds and they were all black. And they just look like demon dogs. And his mom wrote for the local paper. And she did an article on owning a German Shepherd. And she's like, it's like having like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old in your house, because they're that level of intelligence. And they started figuring out, how to get by the childproof locks to get food and like all this other stuff. It was nuts. They were crazy. I mean, German Shepherds are like very, very smart dogs. Oh, you have seen that, Dana? Dude, I love Steven Ranella. I got to meet Steven Ranella live, man. Unlock the back door. Yeah, dude, they're seriously smart. And on top of that, we noticed that, like, if you don't if you don't have good training with a German Shepherd, it's kind of like, oh, so you're weak. I'm just gonna take over. Like, you're not really the alpha. I have to make the key out now. Oh my God. Let's take the keys out now. Dude, it's no joke. Like the German Shepherd's like, oh, you're not being an alpha. You're not really like taking command of things. Okay. I want to take over. Like they're good dogs. They're like family wise, they really protect the family. But you like, especially if it's really solid on training, they're great dogs. It's like, sounds like it's still, oh dude, I gotta check this out afterwards of Jake Paul tweet. Walk all over me until my dad voice comes out. Yeah. And then they hide scared of the car. Yes, that's exactly what would happen too. That's exactly the exact same. Did you see? Yeah, I saw the Keemstar thing about backing out with Anderson Silva. I don't know if that actually happened or not. So my dad's buddy would have that same thing where he would be there, and the dogs were just like, whatever you say, boss. Keem's usually pretty spot on. Problem with okay, German Shepherds, that their genetics are messed up because of their inbreeding. That's why the military in most use and Dutch Shepherds. Well, that's the thing, Dana. Now that you point that out, my buddy's German Shepherds were all black, which is like not good genetic thing to have with German Shepherds, from what I understand. Like all white or all black is not good, and they end up having like seizures and issues and stuff later for sure. Genetic. Malinois are, dude, those videos of Malinois doing crazy climbing walls and shit are nuts. Like when John Wick 2 came out, the one with Halle Berry, where Halle Berry looks amazing in, they have the Malinois doing all these tricks and stunts in the movie, and it's like, oh man, like they're so impressive. They're such a cool animal. Yeah, dude, it was an all black German Shepherd. He had 2 of them. And they were like, oh man. They were intimidating. And when you have 2 of them, you know? This is what they looked like. Just like this. Just like this. He had 1 male and 1 female. And yeah, they were pretty serious dogs. But I mean, they're also the kind of dogs that if you have kids or something like that, like the German Shepherds are like, oh, this is part of my pack kind of thing. And if someone were to come into your house, you'd be like, hell yes, I'm so glad I have these German Shepherds, because they don't fuck around at all. I grew up with all black German Shepherds called Shep. It was the toughest dog I've ever seen. He would lay out in the snow in winter. Hell yeah. You have a Coraline dog? Oh, I gotta say, what? Oh, a Carolina dog. Oh, okay. That's a nice color, that kind of like reddish coat, almost like a Shiba Inu kind of colorway. Germans like killing chickens. They got that Shiba Inu kind of look a little bit in terms of coloration, but they look like cute dogs. I want a dog so bad. By the way, Ryan Garcia just tweeted eyes emoji December. Maybe we'll get Ryan in December. Liam Smith just took the ring, by the way. Oh, man. Bruce Buffer. I would love to see Ryan versus Tank. I doubt it, just purely based off of just purely for the fact that there's the cross-platform issues and stuff. But by the way, because Tank's fighting in December, I mean, that would be amazing. I would love that. I had to get rid of my tortoise because of my big boy Winston. Oh man, that sucks. My older brother used to be oh, really? Used to have all black Belgian Malinois. Motherfucker was always ready to work and hyper as hell. Dude, Dana, they seem like they're high energy. Like super, super high energy. That's the only thing with me. It's like, I like a lot of like sporting dogs. Like I love German short-haired pointers. I love all that stuff. But it's like, it's a lot of work to keep those dogs happy. And so my wife goes, well, why don't we get something different? I'm like, well, because I want something that can, go get a duck for me if I shoot it. And she's like, well, there's a couple dogs that I think would be fun to have in general. Here we go. And I'm like, well, what are you thinking? Like, are you thinking kind of like a Springer Spaniel? Or are you thinking like, something along those lines? Like, what's your ideal kind of for this kind of dog that we're talking about? And she's like, well, not really one of those per se. I was thinking of something a little bit more like friendly and everything. I'm like, well, those are all friendly dogs. She's like, yeah, but I was thinking something along the lines of something like this. Something like this. And I was like, that dog's never gonna get me a goddamn duck. Wolf making a very bold prediction. I like it. King Charles Cavalier. I'm like, that's not gonna, your energy has to match the, yeah, or be greater than the dog you want to own. If not, the dog will be act up and start looking for trouble. Absolutely. See the Haney roasting take? Yeah. Oh my God, this dog couldn't hunt in a million years with me. Oh my God. Buy one that speaks to you and gives it to, yeah, dude. I've done so much hunting with Springer Spaniels. I love Springer Spaniels. They're so much fun. They're just such good dogs. They're just the kindest, sweetest dogs to be around. They're great with kids. They're such monsters in the woods. I've told the story before, but I'll tell it again really quick. We took this dog that was bred with several other dogs that we knew that were great hunting dogs. But this dog was a complete couch potato. He'd never been hunting. After the first hour, we get him out of the car. He starts running down the woods. And it's like, okay, well, he has a lot of energy. Let's just like work the shit out of him. And we work him in the woods and he's having a good time. And then we kill a bird and we start using its wing as a fetch toy with him. And he starts figuring out the game. My brother wings a bird and we're like, okay, well, let's let the dog out and see if he can find it. This dog starts putting his nose down and starts like, he's sucking up so much scent. He's going crazy. Goes right over to this log. Bird pops out of the log. He starts chasing it. Dog cuts in front of me with the bird. I can't shoot. and then it goes right back towards the log, and the dog grabs it by the ass and shakes it and rips it in half. And we're like, holy shit, this dog got the game real quick. And like, this is like an hour and a half into hunting. It's like, shit, this dog gets it. And he was a blast. This dog is a blast to hunt with. So it was a good it was a good time. I like labs as well. Labs are great. Solid dogs as well. I mean, there's a lot of good hunting dogs out there. And I have no problem taking Tank's Mickey Mouse belts in December. You want a dog that wags its tail as soon as you walk in? Yeah, that's always good. Oh, terrier breeds? No. No, thank you. That doesn't sound fun to me. You know? Natural hunting. Like I want it to be a thing where the dog wants to do it because it's fun. Like that's like where it's like and we've had a couple dogs like that, some Springers that were like, oh my god. We had this one Springer Spaniel. I'd say my dad's buddy had this one Springer Spaniel called Jingles. And Jingles wasn't bred to hunt. She just loved to hunt. And she was so obsessed with it and loved it so much that when we went from a paved road to a dirt road, she would put her fucking head right on the dash. It was like, let's go. Because she knew what that meant. Like, we're going to go hunting. And she was so, she was so obsessed with hunting and stuff like that. She gets so excited because when she'd smell like fresh scent from the birds, she starts making that noise and starts getting real excited. And it's like, as soon as you heard that, it's like, well, she's going birdie, get ready. And sure enough, bird would pop up in 2 seconds. Oh my god. And she got so obsessed with it at one point that they had the window cracked like this open, just a little bit. And they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna walk a little bit and see if there's a bird in this one area real quick. And then we're probably gonna call it a day. So they get out and they're walking, and sure enough, a bird pops up, and Mike, my dad's buddy, takes a shot at it. And the sound of the shotgun makes her go so crazy that she jumps sideways out of the window so she can squeeze out and took out the fucking rear view mirror. And she's like, let me out of this car. I mean, it's a totally different level of just obsessed. It was, oh my god. Tim Wells. Oh yes, I've watched Tim Wells quite a bit. I've seen him do blow darts or blow guns, killing bears and stuff. 100-yard shots with bows with no sights. He's wild. Evolutionary chains and dogs eat dog world. But man, shooting and trapping, I don't like. Dude, I would say trapping is depending on what you're doing, is a really healthy way, especially for beavers can really fuck up some of your stuff. And beaver meat's actually not bad. In the United States, all hunting in terms of big game animals, you have to eat. You can't waste the meat. There's actually laws on that. So that kind of stuff's good. Pest control is always good. I don't, running dogs, it depends. Like, some people don't like bear hunting with dogs and running dogs on that kind of thing, which I get a little bit more. But, depending on what you're doing, it really depends. There's very few things that I'm like, eh. Mostly because it depends on what your end goal is with all of it. So here's a couple dog photos for you boys. So this is my dad's buddy. and one of his new pups he had. Brand new pup that we brought. Super great dog. And then that dog I was just telling you about, that one that was a couch potato that never hunted before. Check this out. That's my brother, and this dog's like right on there, like perfect. Having fun. Oh yeah, that was a puppy. She was little. She was very young. And this is that other couch potato dog. Learning real quick. You don't hunt in the UK, but if we did, we'd take it in by the neck and vampire bat that shit. Vampire bite that shit. Oh my gosh. Yes, we are on the co-main right now. It was just perspective, Booker, that made her look bigger. We were doing little practices where we would oh, nice head kick. I should be paying attention to this a little bit more. Probably a lot of people make. There's always two different types of bloodlines in dogs. Working in show line. Yes, that's a great point. Some folks don't know there's a difference between the two. Yeah. One has a higher drive and will. Absolutely. Ooh. Robert hurting him. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Dana. Absolutely right. For sure. I love an Irish setter too. They're pretty dogs. Nice right hand. Whitaker's very sharp right now. Another good right hand from Whitaker. But yeah, to have a dog where you're gonna have it do work, you gotta have the right yard. You gotta make sure you have the right commitment. Oh, another good right hand, dude. Whitaker's looking fast right now, landing a good body kick. Put the teeth around my throat, playing, and I understand what they can do, but choose not to. Right? They're like, I'm gonna show you who's boss. Vittori's getting it in his place. Yeah, he is. Whitaker's just looking really good. That was a nice little leg kick right there. You know, and it's hard. It's sometimes hard to like Marvin. It's because he bitches and moans about losing. And Whitaker just seems like a really solid guy. Oh, another good little right hand. Whitaker doesn't look too tired either. Can't wait for Izzy to get knocked out. Yeah, his overhand's looking, dude, his overhand's looking solid. Oh boy. Let's see. Until the 1970s, most families hunted because, yeah, canned their own foods. Yeah, that's true. Because there was no Kroger grocery store around, and the average person wasn't making real money till the late 70s. That's true. That and hunting was also really popular because people came out of World War II, and you know, they needed some kind of they need some kind of socializing. Oh, nice head kick. Uh-oh, Marvin's a little hurt. Dude, Marvin's taking some shots. Marvin's cut. Here we go. Let's see. We got, oh, nice takedown. Marvin has no answers right now. He's just taking a beating, man. Most people agree Buckley should not have lost a unanimous decision. I think look, if it was close on one of the cards was really far off. I mean, one of the judges gave a ridiculous card. Man, Whitaker, look at Whitaker's face. Whitaker didn't get hit like at all. Sorry guys, I've been also trying to mod a little bit in Discord. Discord got a little wild for a second there. People challenging people to fights in real life and shit. I think we know who won this one. Yep. Dude, Whitaker did a great job, man. Great performance. Robert bullied him. Dude, he just looked like the sharper, better fighter. Ah, Wolf, that's okay. You took a chance, man. That's why I said you made a you had a bold prediction. Oh, awesome, Booker. That was awesome. I don't know what Vittori said. They didn't really tell us. They never told us what the Italian guy said. They never told us. Oh, apparently we have a bizarre, some weird. I'm trying to find out what's going on, man. There's some bizarre thing that just happened in the Liam Smith fight. I'm looking at it right now. I'll show you guys really quick. We're in between fights. Some weird occurrence just happened in the Liam Smith fight. All right. I'll show you guys what I've been looking at. Let's see what we can find on this. This is some bizarre shit going on. Okay, let me blow it up. Move this over right here. Some weirdo kind of thing just happened, and I don't really know what's going on. Can you guys hear that properly?
Was it the ankle? He's complaining the gum shield was out.
I need to see a replay. I thought he went over on his ankle.
But if the gum shield went out, you've got to keep going until the ref finds a spot to put it back in. Right hand from Smith. Are there one or two distress signals? Yes, there are. From Joaquinho, and he's out of there. Victor Lachlan has stopped the fight. Antics from the man from Tanzania. And there was some strange ones going on there. Liam Smith continued, and Victor Lachlan had had enough.
I don't know what happened there. He kind of, I don't know what happened. He just took a knee and
Just took a knee.
to his ankle, I guess. I'd like to see the replay. I'm not sure what really happened there, to be honest.
And no one knows what's going on.
Lachlan, who has called it off. And Joaquinho's now not happy at all. The corner are in uproar. Liam Smith is really annoyed. And there's no respect between the pair. Paul shaking his head in the corner. And Joaquinho, well, we'll have to have a look back at that whole sequence, Matt.
Yeah, I'll have to see the replay because
Something.
I'm not sure what went on there.
Yeah, the ref is stupid.
Another bizarre ending in boxing.
See it one more time.
Broke with these uppercuts for Kinwai.
Oh, now he goes down.
He takes the knee.
What was all that
I
about?
think he went over his ankle.
Well, he's going to be counted by Victor Lachlan because he went down. Was it the ankle? He's complaining the gum shield was out.
I need to see a replay. I thought he went over on his ankle.
But if the gum shield went out, you've got to keep going until the ref finds a spot to put it back in. Right hand from Smith. Are there one or two distress signals? Yes, there are.
Very, very, very weird. He took a knee twice. He takes the knee twice. I don't know, man. Bizarre. Bizarre. All right. Takes two knees in the corner. Very weird. TUIVASA, man. Dude, Methstream's got a wild chat that's just like full of the most racist things I've seen in a long time. Like just full of pure racism. Pure unadulterated racism. Like that's what makes a chat great. Frenchie wins. I would love TUIVASA to get the win. Just cause look at the man. TUIVASA is the guy that you want to go party with. I'm very worried to see what if Tuivasa gets a little hesitant. Okay, boys, here we go. I'm rooting for Shuey. Hell yeah, man. This man was a fat kid turned savage. Respect. Isn't that the fucking truth, man? Tuivasa won. It would be the AJ versus Ruiz upset of the UFC. Dude, someone just mentioned in the Discord, imagine Tuivasa versus Francis fucking Ngannou. Jesus Christ. Don't get me wrong. I think Gon's a fun, fantastic fighter, but he doesn't drink beer out of shoes. so there is that. And then someone else mentioned in Discord, they're like, I don't think Shuey's going to be able to get a shoe if he wins because no one's going to throw him one here in this crowd. Oh my God. It's so fun. So fun. Tyson Fury, don't underestimate. That's true. That would be an outlandish fight if Tui fought Ngannou. Oh my God. Francis Ngannou, man, is a monster. So whoever wins this, I mean, either man's basically going to get a shot at Francis. I do not envy either man fighting fucking Ngannou. I mean, they're but you know how fun it would be if Shuey gets a amazing knockout, highlight reel knockout. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I swear to God. I'm going to chug my beer and I'm going to lose my mind. Here we go. Yeah, I agree, Wolf. That's probably that's basically where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I can hope, I can wish all I want, but you know, my head says one thing, my heart says something else, right? It's like my heart wants Shuey to win, of course. My head tells me that Cyril Gane, who's a fucking built like a brick shithouse, is probably going to win this. My God. Shuey's got to win it for all the guys like me that have love handles. He's got to do it. It's one of the reasons people loved Andy Ruiz so much. Andy Ruiz showing up in jeans and fucking Jordans at weigh-ins and shit. Said though that the way Tuivasa revived his career is incredible. He was on the brink of being cut from the UFC and is now a top contender. Mad respect. Absolutely, Wolf. Absolutely. Well, it's not. It's like he reinvented his career. He became a fan favorite, a guy that you can't help but like. He's a great guy for casual fans because he just goes wild when he wins. He comes out to Spice Girl songs for his ring walk. I mean, he's just everything you want in terms of he's like right now he's hyping the crowd up. Everything you want. Man's had a 5-star meal before the fight. Oh my goodness. It like, how can you not like the guy? It's you don't get a lot of fun characters all the time in fighting in the combat sports world, man. And when you do, you gotta appreciate them. TUIVASA, man. Bam, bam. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. Jesus, man. The crowd is pretty awesome, man. The crowd's into it. Let's hope it's a fun fight. That's the big thing. As long as it's fun. These guys are yeah. It's like they're having fun. I'm kind of surprised this is like it's not a pay-per-view fight, but for a non-pay-per-view fight, I'm pretty fucking hyped. Cyril is a really good fighter. But it only takes one punch from Bam Bam, man. TUIVASA only needs to hit you one time clean to knock you out. And it's just pure unadulterated power from Bam Bam. You know, Shuey hits you and he just knocks people. When he knocked out Derek Lewis, that's when I knew he's a real deal, man. When he knocked out Derek Lewis like that with that elbow, I was just like, this guy's a fucking beast. Because Derek Lewis is taking huge shots from top level guys. And to have him just face plant like that. Nice body kick right there from Cyril. I gotta say, Cyril's bouncing really well, man. Nice bounce right now, moving well. TUIVASA trying to walk him down right now. He's trying to get on that inside a little bit more. Both guys pawing quite a bit. Get that range. Nice little kick to the leg, but Cyril makes sure to come over the top a little bit with a pawing jab, I'll call it. Another little leg kick right there from Cyril. Dude, the crowd is going nuts. I don't know what they're singing, but it sounds like a soccer match right now. Ooh, Cyril gets almost tagged from Shuey. Man, a lot of excitement right now. Oh, Tuivasa trying to scrap a little bit. Gong just has a really nice little jab right there. This crowd's nuts, man. This crowd is going absolutely nuts. Nice little leg kick right there from Cyril. Nice little body kick from Cyril. Tuivasa trying to throw down a little bit. You can just see the head hunting from Tuivasa, man. He wants to just land one good shot. He's dying for it. And he gets close right there. Cyril almost got tagged. Man, he wants it. Gon's doing a really good job of moving laterally and just changing angles a lot, which is really smart. Tuivasa just wants to engage, but Gon's done a really nice job of just clean, smart fighting. 5 seconds left. Okay. I think that's a that's a gone round for sure. Tuivasa is getting close. He's probing. You can tell he just wants it. But it's tough. I'm seeing in the Discord, we have a couple different people saying a few different things. Some people feel like Tuivasa won it. Some people feel like Gon won it. Interesting. Tuivasa round. Some people felt like Gon didn't do enough that round. Which is interesting because he had some nice moments, but yeah, he didn't land anything too crazy. I'll check my DMs all about that. I can look more into that for you. All right, man. I can look into that for you. All right, round 2. First minute in. Cyril doing a good job of controlling distance. One shot right there from TUIVASA that landed pretty good. Cyril right now, not really trying to engage too much. Cyril just utilizing lateral movement, man. Just trying to stay out of the way. Oh! 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 Chewy! Chewy with the big shot! There's a cut. There's some blood. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The Aussie wants it, baby. Oh, my God. He's trying to get in there. Oh, he hit him again. Tui's hurt. Oh, God's hurt. Oh, my God. This round's going crazy. Holy shit. Both guys have been hurt. TUIVASA just wants to, let's just go, baby. Let's fight. Barroom brawl. What a fucking round. Was that a front kick that Cyril GANE landed that hurt TUIVASA? Oh, man. That jab's nasty from Cyril GANE. What a fight! Wow! Wow! What a round! Amazing! Oh man, and he knocked down GANE. I thought that's it. That's it. Shoey's winning it. Get the beer, get the shoe. It's all over. And then GANE landed those brutal body shots. Oh my God. That was a hell of a round. And at that one moment where GANE started like trading a little bit and getting engaged, I thought this could be it. This is where TUIVASA might land something big. Oh yeah, that was a great round. That was a great round, man. That was awesome. That was awesome. The only thing is, you got to wonder the cardio of both guys, because that was a lot of work. Big shots. Wow. I thought Cyril was done. I thought Tuivasa knocked him out. I thought this is it. And then Cyril came back with that body kick, and it was just like, oh shit, Shuey's gonna get knocked out. Not a fucking round. My God. Little maybe low blow there. Cyril Gane just wants to stick and move. That kick, man, from Cyril Gane is no joke. You can look at the ribs on the left side of Tui's body. He's got some serious red marks there. He got kicked hard. He got kicked hard, man. Oh man, those body strikes, 78%. Tuivasa's got to be careful. Yeah, great sportsmanship. I have to agree. Man, those kicks are brutal. Oh, another one. Oh, man, the jab's beautiful, too. From Cyril. Oh, head kick. Oh, Tui's hurt. Both men swinging. Whoa. No way. Is Tui hurt? They're going to war now. Whoa. Did he just eat a fucking head kick? Did he just eat a fucking head kick? Are you fucking kidding me? like what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Did he just eat a head kick? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tuivasa. What a fucking absolute beast. Man, you can see it on Tui's stomach too. You can see where he's getting kicked. That's no joke. Jeez. Gane is just he's a better fighter overall. And those kicks are just brutal. Every time he does a front kick and lands it clean. Oh, good. Jesus Christ, man. Well, can't ever say there aren't these fucking Aussies are tough as nails, dude. Oh, another good body kick, and he's feeling it. Gane's doing it. Oh, and he's tagging him. This is brutal. Fucking holy cow. This is nuts. Oh, Tui's hurt. Tui's hurt. Oh, it's over. Oh, too much. Just too much. Wow. Oh my God. Wow, man. Yeah, there was one hammer fist that definitely was back of the head. And Higgins Ocean, I'll look at it. I'm going to be going through Discord, don't worry. What a great knockout. What a great fight. Oh, those kicks are just brutal. Higgins Ocean, you can also whisper them to me on here on Twitch. Oh my God. That right hand. Oh. That was nuts. Yeah, he was. Yeah, definitely for a second. That was nuts. That was nuts. Dude. Oh my God. That was nuts. The way TUIVASA taking those kicks to the stomach. Yeah, I don't know how he stayed in this for that long either, man. Dude, he ate a straight up head kick. I mean, you know, props to Cyril, man. He did it in his home country, and the first French UFC card. It was crazy, man. That skill level was crazy. And the other thing too is once GANE started going, dude, and he started picking him off with jabs and kicks, and he started mixing it up, it was unbelievable amount of skill. Yeah, that was a great French crowd. The crowd was super fun. MMA was banned over there till this fight. There's a DAZN card on tonight. I did see that with Estrada. The Estrada fights tonight. Ugh. I don't think I'll stream for the Estrada fight. But we'll be live tomorrow for Ruiz versus Ortiz for sure. Because that PBC card's pretty solid. Oh, man, that uppercut. Fucking hell, they showed the slow-mo of that uppercut. Jesus Christ, dude. That man can crack. Oh, man. I do love the amount of respect they're giving each other, and without legs, he loses. Without the legs, he loses the fight. I mean, yeah. Hey, good sportsmanship there. I appreciate that. Anytime two guys go to war, beat the fuck out of each other, and then they have nice things to say to each other afterwards. Yeah, who do you think Cyril Gahn wants next? Yeah, we all know who he wants. I want the belt. Yeah, you want Francis Ngannou. That was the guy's a fantastic fighter. He really is. He's a fantastic fighter. He's very skilled, got great power. That chubby little prick wins if he did get kicked. Isn't that the fucking truth? Oh my goodness. Awesome. Hey, the matchup lived up to the hype for sure. And it was this close. TUIVASA, if he lands one more punch when he knocked down Gahn, it could have been all over. And it could have been an upset. Wow. Francis Ngannou. I mean, oh yeah, I bet you Ngannou does speak French. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know the national language of the Congo, but I think he probably does speak some French. You know, man, I somewhat have to always applaud a guy that can perform that well in his home country. A big fight like this, you know, it's like a guy gets a fight in his home city, right? And it's like up to him to perform. Nope. These are the only fights right now. This is the last fight of the night. And you know, like, you gotta applaud the guy because it's a lot of pressure. And how many times have you seen someone be, oh, I'm from this place, and they go there, they show up, and they just don't perform that well. This guy showed up, got hit with a monster punch from a guy that's just renowned for knocking people out, and ended up coming back and winning in amazing highlight fashion. Big props to him. That's awesome. So, I mean, awesome fight. I'm so glad to see that that worked out. That lived up to the hype. And in the end, we got a great fight. The fans won that time. That's for sure. So with that said, guys, we'll be live tomorrow night for Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. So if you guys want to hang out and see that fight, make sure to stop by. We do have fights. Let's see what's going on next weekend. I think we have the Shields fight, if I'm not mistaken. Yet Shields versus Sarah. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an interesting one. That's a UK fight. We could probably do that one. So we might do another kind of afternoon fight. I will check my DMs. So Shields versus Savannah Marshall will be a good one. Maybe we'll do next weekend, which will be again more UK time zone fight. So with that said, hopefully you guys had some fun. I will talk to you guys later and hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next weekend.